Hello, sister leaders. I am so excited. Look, this is the first webinar of this year's season of Sister Leaders Guest Experts, where we highlight the speakers for the 2026 Sister Leaders Conference. And I am excited about this leader. I can't wait to learn from her. And so I'm going to turn it over to her and just let her get started. This is Dr. Cathy Thompson. Welcome to the Sister Leaders stage, and the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for being here tonight. My name is Dr. Cathy Thompson, and I am founder and CEO of Cathy Newman Consulting. I'm a business consultant, marketing strategist, educator, author, speaker, Navy veteran, and all the things. I also want to say thank you to Dr. Karen for sharing your platform with me with grace. I really appreciate it. And tonight, I want to talk to you about something that I believe is one of the most overlooked truths in business. Not strategy, not marketing, not even sales, but alignment. Because many people are working very hard, but they are not aligned. And when you're not aligned, business feels hard, money feels inconsistent, growth feels slow. So tonight, we're going to shift that. I want to start with the question: have you ever felt successful but unfulfilled? Have you ever worked hard but still struggled financially? Have you ever felt like you were meant to do more? If that's you, you're not alone. And here's the truth: this is not a work ethic problem. This is not a talent problem. This is an alignment problem. Let me tell you or share a little bit about my journey. I served 24 years of active duty in the United States Navy. I spent years in education. As you see, I have a doctorate degree, so that's a lot of years. I spent many years teaching naval science, business, and marketing. I've built my consultant firm in which I had multiple businesses. The consultant firm is not my first business. I work with entrepreneurs, professionals, and different types of organizations. And along the way, I did everything right on paper. But I realized something: I didn't build a business. I grew into my business, I grew into my purpose, and actually, the business formed around my purpose. And that changed everything for me because I stopped chasing money and started building solutions. And when I did that, income followed, impact increased, clarity became stronger. That's what I want for you. So, what is purpose? Let's define something important: purpose. But first, purpose is not just a job, purpose is not just a business idea. Neither is purpose just making money. But what purpose is it? What you are called to serve or solve, who you are called to serve, the problem you are designed to fix, and the impact that you are to make. Translating your purpose into a business or career. This is where most people get stuck. They have purpose, but they don't know how to turn it into income. So let me simplify it for you. Purpose plus skills plus service plus income plus impact. Let me say that again. Your purpose becomes skills. Your skills become services. Your services create income, and your income creates impact. This is something for you to really think about. It's not complicated. This is just putting yourself in alignment. Why many businesses fail. Think about it. They fail because sometimes they're selling things they don't even care about or may not have a passion about. They are not sure of the correct target audience. Their pricing strategy is off key. They're pricing too low. They're not even clear about the problem they're to be solving. They're working hard, but not planning strategically. And then they're chasing money instead of building value. These are some signs of when everything is misaligned. You're always tired, always starting over with new projects, but not mastering any. No consistency in income. You're confused about your direction. You're doing too many things at once. You're undervaluing your work, and you're working hard, but not growing. This is the framework that I use. Purpose Profit Alignment Framework. There are 7 steps to this process. Step 1, purpose. What are you called to solve? Think about it. What are you really called to solve? What do people naturally come to you for? What problem do you consistently help people with? This is your starting point. Step 2 is people. Who do you serve? Not everyone. Because if you try to serve everyone, you will make money from no one. You need clarity on your audience. Step 3, problem. This is very important. People do not pay for services. People pay for problems to be solved. They pay for clarity. They pay for direction. They pay for solutions. And they pay for results. If you cannot clearly define the problem, you cannot clearly make money. Step 4, solution. This is your service, your program, your course, consulting, speaking, coaching. This is where your business is born. Your solution is how you solve the problem. Step 5, structure. And this is where most people fail. You need pricing, offers, systems, marketing, sales, scheduling, payment systems. Let me say this clearly. Alignment without structure does not produce income. And one key thing to remember, marketing and sales, they work together. You can be called, but still broke if you don't have structure. Income. Step 6. Income comes from value, not time, not titles, not degrees, but value. The greater the problem you solve, the greater your income potential. Step 7, impact. This is where everything comes together. You help people, you change their lives, you build wealth, you create opportunities, you leave a legacy, you create freedom, you create time, and you create influence. Profit is not bad. Profit funds purpose. The alignment equation. Here is the entire business model in one sentence. Everything that I've talked about, your purpose, people, the problem you solve, the solutions you come up with, and the structure of your business, they equal profit plus impact. If you remember nothing else tonight, remember that. Are there any questions thus far?
Nope, I don't see any in the chat.
Okay, moving right along. Common mistakes. Let me quickly give you what I see most often when I'm talking with clients. Starting without clarity. They have no idea. Undervaluing themselves. They have the expertise, they have the knowledge, they have the education, but they start off pricing too low. Trying to do everything. You need to do one thing, master one thing, and then move on to something else. There's no structure in place. There's no pricing or offers in place. They do not know who their target audience is. No clear problem. And the biggest one, not believing in their value. You have to value yourself. You have to have confidence in yourself as well as your business. Action steps. So here's what I want you to do after tonight. This is your checklist. Identify your purpose. Identify who you serve, who you truly serve. Identify the problem you solve. Create a solution. Build a structure for your business. And really charge for your value. If you do not believe in yourself, who will? And stay aligned. This is how you move from purpose to profit. If I could tell you one thing, I would say stop trying to build a business and start building a solution to your problem. Businesses that solve real problems will always make money. And when your purpose and profit align, work becomes meaningful, income becomes sustainable, and your impact becomes undeniable. Alignment changes everything. Thank you all so much for your time tonight. I hope this gave you clarity, direction, and confidence in when you are going and what you are going to do next. At this time, I would love to open it up for questions. Are there any questions?
Absolutely. I got some questions if don't nobody else got some questions. All
Yes, ma'am.
right. Take your unshare your screen so I can see you.
Okay.
Awesome. So I love it. Good information. So just for the people, because this is going to be living in the sister leaders community as well, for people who are going to be catching this on the replay, can you help us out with how do you know what your value is when it comes to pricing? What is that process to determine um do the research to determine what you should charge, or how did you determine what you should charge?
I started with market research, some competitors in the same niche that I am in, and kind of place myself right within them and what I felt my value was worth. And I put it out there. I also did testing, A/B testing, testing different things to see what worked and what did not work, and also which platforms worked for my business and which ones did not. Social media platforms.
Awesome. And so when you say which platform, so you started out, did you do them one at a time, or did you start out with them all and then you just gauged how the business was on all of them and then you narrowed it down to the ones that were doing, better?
Yes, I use them all, and people have to also remember that there's different types of posts that you do for each platform. They are not all the same, but I use them all at the same time, and I just check the analytics of each of them and see, which ones were more engaging for my followers, or I should say, my target audience and target market.
I love it. I love it. So, how did you determine your niche? How did you determine? Because you said that you can't help everybody. So, you can't say, I help all women, I help all men, I help. So, how do you determine your niche?
It took me a while because with consulting, it was, something brand new to me. And I started out with women's ministry. Women in the ministry, they had different skills, in doing things, but they never thought about turning it into a business. So I used that, and then just with church and faith, kind of somewhat went off a church business model at first, especially talking about with alignment and having faith and stepping out in faith. I started using that, and then also with my research, my dissertation research, quantifying the impact of misalignment with business, marketing, and sales. That opened my mind up to a lot of things on how everything has to be aligned, especially with marketing and sales. If they collaborate, they make more money. They zoom in on the actual target consumer for the business. So you have to keep working at it and see who you really help and the problem solution. What solution are you creating for that client? And with me, I started, customizing, my solutions for customers. I didn't do all of the same thing everyone else was doing. So I kind of tailored my business a little bit more to do customization, problem solving.
I love that. I love that. And my last question is for when you first start out, you need some type of systems. I was looking at your presentation, beautiful presentation, by the way, your slides. What type of
Thank you.
systems do you use as a business owner that you think every business owner need to have to get started?
For me, I use, well, my website is with Google. I use WordPress. I've been using that for years. I love that for my blog, and I can do stuff with that. And then I also use Kajabi. I use Kajabi for my course. I use Kajabi for everything. Kajabi, I like. They're expanding. You can do a lot of things in Kajabi. It's a little bit pricey for some people, just hearing people talk, the chatter and stuff. But I like their system because I can do everything with them. And I use Stripe for my payment processor. I've been using them for years, and they've done right by me, you know. And QuickBooks.
Awesome, awesome. So go ahead and share with the Sister Leaders community how they can connect with you on social media. Of course, this will be posted with your full bio, but go ahead and so that it'll be on the audio for those that are just listening to audio. Share with them how they can connect with you on social, as well as anything that you have coming up that you want to mention or you want to cause attention to. If you have a book, a webinar, or framework, or if you're going to be somewhere, just go ahead and just share with them how they can support you.
My email is Cathy at cathycnewman.com. My website is www.cathycnewman.com. On all of my social platforms, it's at Cathy Newman Consulting. It's just in my name. Right now, on the upcome, I am preparing for the Sister Leaders Conference in October. You see me sharing a lot of things about that and upcoming. I'm hoping you guys will join us there. We're going to have a great time at Rivers Casino in Portsmouth, Virginia. It's becoming one of my favorite places, Dr. Karen.
That could be good or bad, especially the casino part of
Casino,
it.
right?
Well, that is wonderful. So yeah, make sure you connect with Dr. Cathy, and she will be speaking for the 2026 Sister Leaders Conference, and so you'll see more of her. Check out, just check her out when you see her face come past the community and see what she's talking about, and see what she is sharing with you at that time. And so all I'm going to do is close it with just make sure that you go check out the website, sisterleadersconference.com. We're just in the early stages of conference planning, so we don't have a whole lot of stuff updated, but make sure you save the date. Just save the dates, October 2nd and 3rd, because we're going to have a good time like we have had for the last 2 years. This will be year 3 at the casino, and I'm excited. I'm excited. This year we're talking purpose-led profit focus, which is in line with everything that Dr. Thompson just taught here in her presentation. And I believe, this is me, Dr. Karen, I believe that if you follow your purpose, the profit will come, as opposed to the other way around. Sometimes when you're chasing a dollar, it leads you down the wrong path and cause you to do some unscrupulous things. And so
That's right.
I'm excited. Gonna bid you good night. So good night, good night, good night. And for those who are catching it on a replay, hope you enjoy. Bye.